On a cold April night in 1912, the world witnessed one of the greatest maritime tragedies in history. A ship once called Unsinkable sank beneath the freezing waters of the North Atlantic, taking more than 1,500 lives with it. This is the story of RMS Titanic, the pride of modern engineering, the dream of luxury, and the night everything went terribly wrong. Part 1. Birth of a Legend, 040 to 2 o'clock. The Titanic was built in Belfast, Ireland, by the Harland and Wolff shipyard. She was one of the largest and most luxurious ships ever constructed, stretching nearly 883 feet long and weighing over 46,000 tons. The White Star Line wanted to create not just a ship, but a floating palace, complete with grand staircases, dining halls, Turkish baths, a gymnasium, and cabins that looked like hotel suites. Titanic represented human ambition at its peak. Newspapers proudly called her unsinkable, thanks to her advanced safety design. But this confidence would soon be tested. Part 2. The Maiden Voyage, 2 to 3:30. On April 10, 1912, Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, heading toward New York. On board were more than 2,200 people, wealthy businessmen, immigrants seeking new opportunities, families, crew members, and famous personalities like John Jacob Astor and Molly Brown. The ship made brief stops in Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, Ireland, before entering the open Atlantic. For the first few days, everything was smooth. Passengers enjoyed music, food, games, and the sheer thrill of being on the world's greatest ship. But beneath the excitement, warnings were already arriving. Part 3. Iceberg Warnings, 3:30 to 5 o'clock. During the journey, Titanic's wireless operators received multiple messages from other ships alerting them about dangerous ice in the area. 6 separate warnings came in on April 14th alone. Unfortunately, some messages weren't delivered to the bridge because the operators were busy sending passenger telegrams. One warning, perhaps the most critical, was even dismissed as not urgent. As the sun set on April 14th, Titanic moved into a deadly field of ice, traveling at nearly full speed, 22 knots. Passengers danced and dined, unaware that fate was drawing closer. Part 4. The Collision, 5 to 6:30. At 11:40 p.m., lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee spotted a massive iceberg directly ahead. They rang the warning bell and shouted, "Iceberg, right ahead." First Officer William Murdoch ordered the ship to turn sharply and reverse the engines. But it was too late. Titanic scraped along the iceberg, tearing open multiple compartments along her right side. The damage seemed small from the outside, but underwater, it was catastrophic. The ship had been designed to stay afloat even if 4 compartments flooded, but 6 were now filling with water. Titanic was doomed. Part 5. Chaos and Courage, 6:30 to 8:30. Captain Edward Smith ordered the lifeboats uncovered. But there was a major problem. Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats, less than half of what was needed for all passengers. Many believed lifeboats were unnecessary on an unsinkable ship. The rule women and children first was followed. But confusion and disbelief slowed evacuation. Many early lifeboats left half empty. Some passengers refused to believe the ship could really sink. As the boat dipped into the freezing ocean, music from the band continued to play. Survivors later said the final song they heard was Nearer, My God, to Thee. People fought to stay warm, to find loved ones, to survive. Officers tried to maintain order as panic grew. Part 6. The Final Moments, 8:30 to 9:30. By 2 a.m., the bow was underwater. The stern lifted high into the air. Lights flickered and went out. Moments later, the ship broke into 2 pieces. At 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, the Titanic disappeared beneath the ocean. Over 1,500 people were left struggling in the freezing water. Most died within minutes from the cold. Only 705 people survived. Part 7. Rescue and Aftermath, 9:30 to 11 o'clock. The ship Carpathia arrived nearly 2 hours after Titanic sank, pulling survivors from lifeboats. The world was shocked when news of the disaster spread. Investigations revealed several failures. Ignored iceberg warnings. Too few lifeboats. high speed despite ice, lack of preparation for emergencies. As a result, maritime laws changed dramatically. Ships were required to carry enough lifeboats for everyone, maintain round-the-clock radio contact, and slow down in dangerous ice zones. Titanic became a symbol, a reminder of human pride, tragedy, and the importance of safety. Closing, 11 to 12 o'clock. Narrator: more than a century has passed, but the story of Titanic continues to fascinate the world. It teaches us that even the greatest achievements can fail, and that nature is always more powerful than we imagine. The Titanic may lie silent at the bottom of the ocean, and in the lessons learned from that unforgettable night,